Hello and welcome to this next video, and I guess I'll put it in the circle series. It's another oddball video. I'm going to pull my computer over here. So what I want to talk about today is something that I found out. I was reading, was it in this book? Can't remember what book it was. There was a book I was reading. Oh, it was one of the Shakti Gawain. I don't have it with me next door to my stuff. It was one of her books, I believe it's Living in the Light, and she was talking about our various facets of ourselves, our multiple selves that we have. We have different facets or energies in ourselves. And so I was going through the exercise and figuring out, okay, what are my primary energies, my primary selves? I thought about it, and I thought, okay, well, one of them is being submissive. I am, what would you say? I wouldn't say that I'm suffering from submissiveness, but anyway, being submissive, I had to actually train myself to act more like an alpha male when I was at college, because I'm not normally an alpha. I would be considered a beta more. I'm not one of these jock types or anything like that. I'm not that kind of person. But the betas don't get the girls very well. The alphas usually have better luck with that. And so in order to, I thought, to attract more females to me, I need to be more alpha male, which would be more appealing and attractive to them, because at a instinctual level, a female is looking for a strong man and all these other features that a woman looks for when they're looking for a mate. It wasn't a bad thing for me to do, because I learned from that, and I think it helped me as a person, but it didn't get me any females. So anyway, point being that normally I'm submissive. So I want to find out, what is the opposite of submissive? I mean, we have a word in our society that means submissive. It means we have something that, for that part of it, everything is in duality, so there's always opposite, bad, good, right, wrong, etc., etc. I reasoned that there has to be a common, well-known word that is the opposite of submissive, so I go to Merriam-Webster, thesaurus.com here, and I'm looking at submissive, and I go down here to words related to submissive, and guess what we find? Acquiescent, agreeable, amiable, dutiful, obliging, placeable, fawning, kowtowing, obedient, obsequious, servile, slavish, subordinate. A lot of these words, some of them are okay, we don't have a bad connotation, some we do. Most of these are words of good connotation with, and you get further down there, it says controllable, disciplinable, governable, handleable, manageable, tame, teachable, trainable, gentle, meek, and mild. Okay, so according to our society here in America, according to our English language, and I don't know how this came about, but according to that and the way our society is, overall, being submissive is a positive trait. So it seems. Okay, well, let's look at the antonyms or opposites of submissive. So we'll start with the near antonyms. We have insurgent, mutinous, dogged, hard-headed, headstrong, mulish, obdurate, peevish, pig-headed, self-willed, stubborn, unyielding, uncontrollable, unmanageable, wild, perverse, resistant, disorderly, errant, misbehaving, mischievous, naughty, ill-bred, undisciplined, dissident, nonconformist, disrespectful, ill-mannered, impudent, insolent, and rude. Not one of those words has a positive connotation, at least not as far as I know. If you have a positive connotation with any of those words, awesome, but I can't think of one positive connotation with any of those words. And that's the near antonyms. Now let's go to what they say are the antonyms. Balky, contrary, defiant. Balky has to do with a mule, by the way, that's not behaving itself. Disobedient, forward, not forward, forward, incompliant, insubordinate, intractable, non-compliant, obstreperous, I'm not pronouncing that right, rebellious, recalcitrant, refractory, restive, unamenable, ungovernable, unruly, untoward, wayful, or willful. And they have two different spellings of willful. Okay, so for some reason my society wants me to feel and believe and be raised to believe and feel that being submissive is somehow good. And being non-submissive, whatever the actual opposite word would be, which we don't actually have an actual opposite word of submissive, is bad. What does that tell you? I want you to think about that. That's something interesting that I found that I don't think anybody has realized or thought about or mentioned or said anything about. Why does our society want us to be submissive more than it wants us to be whatever the opposite of submissive is, and I'll just say non-submissive? Why is that?